Think about it. You weren't supposed to exist. Yes, you exist by pure stochastic luck. Let that sink in. The odds of you being conceived out of billions of possibilities were minuscule. When conception occurs, the genetic material from both parents combines in a stochastic way, meaning in a random and unpredictable way, of course within a framework of natural laws. When the diploid, which developed into the person you are, was formed, chromosomes from both your parents combined in a manner that could have gone in countless directions. Had the molecular lottery produced a different permutation, a random shuffle of DNA, you wouldn't exist. But it happened the way it did, creating a unique genetic sequence that would never exist again. And that was just the start. Which traits emerged, which genes were activated, none of it was in your hands. It was a roll of the biological dice. But humans, in their insatiable desperation for control, refuse to accept this. They concoct myths, paint gods into the void, and whisper fairy tales about divine purpose, all to suppress the sheer terror of existing in a universe ruled not by intent, but by unpredictable chance. To believe one is born with some grand cosmic purpose is not only delusional, but a form of self-aggrandizement and egoistic attempt to impose meaning onto randomness and to satisfy the assumed I. Purpose is not assigned at birth. It is a retrospective illusion, shaped by genetic inheritance, environmental conditioning, and the mind's desperate need to weave coherence from chaos. Once this truth is understood, an individual lets go of their sense of entitlement, thereby easing the path to coming to terms with reality. Religion, the ultimate copium. If an omnipotent, omnibenevolent God micromanaged human affairs, why would his world be so violently unpredictable? Why would innocent children live in penury and starve? Why would newborns die in agony? Why would wars wipe out millions without pattern or justice? Why would some so-called holy books contradict science, reason, and even basic decency? These texts peddle Bronze Age myths, a 6,000-year-old Earth, divinely sanctioned slavery, and death for unbelievers, all while pretending to have moral authority. The answer is simple, because religion is a human invention, an anesthetic against the unbearable truth that there is no cosmic puppeteer, only an unfeeling swirl of chance. Karma is not divine bookkeeping or a celestial cause and effect algorithm. It is simply consequence at work. Call it karma or causality. The label doesn't change the mechanism. Actions ripple, but the universe doesn't care if they're good or bad. There is no higher court, no ethereal adjudicator. Only the cold, indifferent churn of cause and effect, dictated by nothing more than prior events and blind chance. You are not a puppet of fate. Yes, your birth was a product of chance. But here's the key difference. Chance determines where you start. It doesn't dictate where you go. This is where many get it wrong. Some believe that fate is scripted, that some divine entity has everything planned out. That's a comforting illusion. Reality is far more empowering. You are a result of randomness, but your actions are not meaningless. The way you think, speak, and live is entirely yours to shape. At first glance, my perspective may appear nihilistic, but it is far from it. This is not an argument for meaninglessness, but an invitation to move beyond comforting illusions towards genuine responsibility and understanding. The randomness of our existence does not render us powerless, Rather, it grants us the freedom to shape our lives and influence the world around us with deliberate thought and action. Your quote-unquote sacred legacy is poison. You think you're passing down values to your children? Think again. You are passing down neurological conditioning, fear-based biases, inherited prejudices, and tribalistic thinking. Your children don't just inherit your eye color or your laugh. They inherit epigenetic scars, stress responses forged by your environment and actions and your choices that merge with the biases and hatreds society drills into them. Science confirms this. Epigenetic trauma, societal conditioning, and reinforced dogma shape generations. And the doctrines you cling to? They are viruses, infecting minds that could otherwise be free. And instead of breaking the cycle, most people double down, passing down delusions as if they were truth. While greed and power ignite conflict, religious dogma fuels the fire, burning quote-unquote witches, stoning queer lives and massacring innocents in his name. They dangle false certainty in front of people who can't cope with a chaotic universe. But certainty is a lie. Prayer is glorified escapism. Dualistic worship is surrender to fiction. You were never special, and that's your power. Your existence is a biological roulette spin, a statistical glitch in a godless universe. Your scriptures, fiction. Your rituals, placebos. But here's the most liberating truth you'll ever hear. That's good news. There is no puppet master, no divine test, no cosmic plan. You are not here for a reason. You just are. The universe didn't craft you with an intention. It spat you out through chance, just like it did to every other being before you. And that means you are free. Free to reject the chains of superstition, free to discard the tribal shackles of chosen people and sacred laws, free to live deliberately not in fear of a judgment that will never come, but with full awareness that every action sends ripples into the fabric of existence. The fallacy of belief and the danger of divine control. Every war fought over gods, every genocide justified by doctrine, every child indoctrinated into fear-based submission, all of it stems from humanity's inability to embrace the reality of life's randomness. Instead of confronting the unpredictable, they try to force order through myth. But myths do not make the universe deterministic. They only make people blind. Religions built on conflicting beliefs have exacerbated this blindness. One group believes in a particular god or ideology, while another believes in something different or in nothing at all. These opposing beliefs breed hatred, division, and violence as each group insists that their version of truth is the only valid one. These lead to wars, genocides, and the persecution of those who think differently. All of this chaos stems from a refusal to recognize the inherent randomness within the chain of events in nature and existence. Instead, people desperately impose divine purpose and control where there is only unpredictability. Again, to believe one is born with some grand cosmic purpose is not only delusional, but a form of self-aggrandizement, an egoistic attempt to impose meaning onto randomness. Karma is not about divine retribution. It is about accountability. When you spread hatred, you normalize hatred. When you cower before tradition, you strangle progress. When you prostrate before illusions, you raise another generation afraid to think. Your thoughts, words, and deeds are inputs into an infinite system cascading beyond your own lifetime. You want to change your life? Start by facing reality. Respect it. Understand that the particular human organic system, made up of a combination of random genetic factors and thought patterns that create an individual and awareness known as you, is a minuscule wave in the infinite ocean of existence. Karma is not about praying to the heavens for a miracle. It's about understanding that every decision you make is a ripple that extends beyond you. You may not have control to the precise moment when your genetic identity was formed, but you control the moments that follow. Every thought you nurture, every word you utter, and every action you take plants a seed in the soil of the future. Recognizing the stochastic nature of existence is not a descent into despair, but a call to embrace life with clarity and intention. The absence of any godly oversight is not an absence of meaning. It is an opportunity to craft our own. True freedom lies not in surrendering to myths, but in taking full ownership of our choices, forging purpose through reason, compassion, and the relentless pursuit of truth. Be mindful, be responsible, be happy. Thank you.